Yeah, it can do that. All right, let's talk about it. I'm gonna set it up here on the back of one of these cars. I'll set it right here. Oh. All right, let me pull these pins out. Okay. All right, I left it open. I got my headlights plugged in right here. Let's talk about lights for a minute. The tail lights, there's a place in that little support that, and it even comes on the parts tree with a little thing to mount the tail lights and the little backings to go on them, but they don't supply the tail lights. So I put a little clear LEDs that light up red there, and same thing in the front bumper. It comes with a hole to mount it and the little backing to hold them in on the parts tree. You got to put your own LEDs, and with these up front, same thing. All right, let's talk about this servo. It gives you the mounts. It gives you these on the parts tree. There's already holes pre-made into this little skid for them. It'll accept a standard size servo. But when you try to close it, the way I cut this, it wouldn't clear that. So I could have probably cut this all the way out and it would have cleared a standard size servo, but I wanted to just have the rigidity of that angle piece on both sides. So anyway, I don't like the way the Capra and all now has that little dinky servo. Oh, something I'll show you that's cool with this radio. I've got it on this button or this little switch. It's a 3-position. That's neutral, right? So now when I give it the gas, you can hear the engine running, but it's not moving. And when I turn it down low enough, it just sounds like a diesel idling. Then if I push this forward, right here, that's a chattery little servo. There, it found it. That's my high gear. Then if I push it back in neutral, oh, wait, that's low. All right, let's go back to neutral. Right there. Yeah. Let me go back to forward. Or high gear. Come on, find it. All right, that's high. Come on. There we go. That's. I might not have that set just right. But anyway, that's the middle position. It's a chattery servo. That servo is junk. But it does eventually put me in gear. Anyway, I got a Reedy 5-pole 20-turn 1080. Everybody uses that. These are old airplane batteries. We were flying some foamy airplanes, and they all those little Hangar 9 foamies use this little 3-cell 2200, and the battery tray will take a longer. There's more room. There's a little spacer here. You can move it up for whatever size battery. I try to put the battery as far forward, but yeah, I like how this will accept a standard size servo. I don't know why we got away from that in the Capra. But anyway, what else did I not mention about this truck? Well, you don't see too many guys doing the lights, but you're set up for lights back here. You're set up for lights right here. The stock, oh yeah, the front of this thing, when you cut it out, there's a real thin place, and this one's not pre-cut, so you have to cut this grill out, the headlights out. There's this real thin strip of Lexan that always breaks. That's why you see a lot of guys putting these on, because this front is such a headache to cut out. So once you tear that or break it or have a crash and it gets broke, you're gonna have to go ahead and put one of these on. And it looks a little different. I don't mind the look of it. I'd rather use the stock grill, but this one's growing on me. It looks more Mercedes Unimog-ish. But yeah, it's I've had it now 6 months, 7 months, just out here chasing the kitty cats with it. It's my sheepdog. When they get over in the neighbor's yard or places that they're not supposed to be, I run this thing after them and herd them back home. And then when I go in, I'll put the battery back on the charge. But I bring them out every day, let my kitties get some exercise. He looks like Exocage's kitty. He looks like Sam. I've learned so much about this hobby watching the Exocaged YouTube channel. I love his YouTube channel, and I love Sam. But this is not Sam. I got Trump and Obama. What if I told you his name was Trump? Oh, Obama, where'd you go? Or Trump? Anyway, he done disappeared on me. But he's around. But yeah, I'll bring him out every day and let him get a little, hunting done. Grasshoppers, lizards, the occasional baby bird here in the springtime. They are deadly hunters. But anyway, yeah, that's a couple of things. Maybe you haven't heard about the Axial SC10-2 Unimog, or UMG10, yeah. So it is a cool little sheepdog for chasing after your kitty cats. And I got a few rocks, a little bit of rocks. Maybe I'll crawl a rock. What do you think, Trump? Should I crawl a rock? Let me, I'm not gonna plug my headlights back in or put those pins in. I'll just throw it down here and close out the video with a little rock crawl. Anyway, I got smaller rocks. This rock right here, I can't even crawl it with my Capra. This is but I'll show you something neat. The approach angle of the UMG10, man, that rock is almost straight up and down. And I'll never video, but look, goes right up it. Whoop, about the tip. Anyway, that's a heck of a steep rock. I can go over this one pretty good, but this one here, not from this side. That one's fun. That one over there, because of that curb or curbing I got around my beds, makes it be a little difficult. But yeah, I'd like to take it to a rock crawling course one day. And my Capra, maybe I'll make a Capra video. All right, you guys, thanks. Hope you learned something about the UMG10.